Hello guys, NautoAce here, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on this particular video. And yes, I am 9 months past on this video because to some extent I don't follow Colin. I'm not really a fan of the guy. He is legit, so I have to admit that, but I'm just not a fan of the guy. So apparently one of his show, he finally able to interview. And of course, for people who follow this guy since August of 2018, he is known for the IGN plagiarism. Yeah, so I already gave my thoughts about that. If I remember, I'll put the links on the description box. The gist of it is, he plagiarized, he got caught, and of course, he got fired, and he got that scarlet letter, and it kind of showed on this interview. So, I saw the interview, I gave it a chance, and there was some, I have to say, some interesting point, but to some extent, I have to say this from the get-go. He kind of deserved it. He had it coming. He knew it was wrong. But I'm surprised that his definition of plagiarism is kind of weird, in my opinion. I'm sorry. It's kind of weird that most common sense going to say, what? Because even when I heard it, I'm like, what? So I'm just going to give some pointers of something that he said that's interesting to me. First of all, yes, he's a YouTuber, so why would IGN hire a YouTuber? I mean, that's not really uncommon, believe it or not. Audrey used to be an IGN member before she actually worked at IGN. Colin even said he used to do guides on GameFAQs, and I think to some extent at IGN. And then to a point that they saw his work, they gave him a chance. He said, sure. And again, like I said, I might not be a fan of Colin, but he's legit. Like, he's legit. It's like smarter than me. Even when it comes to politics, I stay away from that. But that guy, he knows his politics, but that's a different story there. So that's really common. People do tend to hire somebody from the internet as long as they can show and back it up and support the company. And of course, some people said, why would you hire this guy? Alana Pierce already said it. The report was they had someone before him. The other person declined due to pay concern. So they said, well, what's the next choice? Film units. So why not? And of course, the plagiarism, and then he was terminated. Here's some pointers that I just want to give my opinion about. Is that first, he did not sort of understand what plagiarism is. So he said, if you use someone's work and change it to a different medium, that's fair use, not plagiarism. No, sorry. It doesn't matter what the medium is. It doesn't matter the transition. You're using someone else's work. That's plagiarism. So if you want to use someone's work, you give them credit. I do that. A lot of people do that. Like, an example I did was, I did this Nintendo showcase, and I saw this background is good. But before I can even put it up, I had to make sure who did it and where it came from, what website, and who's the person. And on the description box, I put a link. And I did that. The guy even said, oh, cool, thanks for crediting me. Yeah, you have to. And another one I did, of course, I did a rewind on 1942. The original one, I don't know what I was doing. I was doing some sort of like mix and match music. So I used someone's work for the Rickroll/Robo theme from Chrono Trigger. Again, I did the same thing. Find the original source, link that person's name, give them credit. And that's the idea. So if I use someone else's work to a reference to my video, I'll always give credit where credit's due. I give always source. I mean, an example is my thoughts on the Capcom Test 122. In the beginning, I used your video game. It was on YouTube. I credit where it came from. I even put the source, what the name is, even so people knew who it is. Again, it's out of respect and consideration. You always give credit for other people's work if you're going to use it to integrate to your work. And don't ever say, oh, that's all my work. Like, no, bullshit, dude. That's bullshit. So didn't know that. I don't know how could you not know that, because like I said, in high school or heck, in college, time and time again, doesn't matter what class, they'll always tell you plagiarism is a zero tolerance. They will tell you don't do it. And in some classes, it depends on the teacher, they'll even expel you. And you friends who almost got expelled for plagiarism because they got, the pressure just was getting to them. And I always say, when push comes to shove, if you're having a hard time, it's best to just take that L, take that fail rather than cheat and plagiarize, because plagiarism is bad, and if you get caught, you're screwed. And it kind of showed that, well, Philip was screwed. He was screwed, so I'm going to talk about that later. Even before the death cell, apparently he did not know about the concept of plagiarism. He thought it was fair use. Oh, I changed a different medium to another one, and he thought, oh, it's okay. Now he knows that it's not. So again, better late than never. Second, why did he do it with Boomstick? Apparently, the pressure got to him. He even admitted it, that when he did the Doom review, his editor-in-chief was giving him a hard time, which is like it's a common thing. He got frustrated to a point like, what am I doing here? So it kind of showed there to a point that when he did the dead cell, he was in a bind. He was happy that they gave him freedom, but at the same time, he didn't know what to do, to a point that, oh, I'm going to look someone's resource and I'm going to use their review. I mean, for crying out loud, and like I said, if you're going to use someone's review, or if you want to collab on the review for it because you agree with that person to some extent, or maybe you're just lazy, whatever, talk to that person. Say, hey, Boomstick, I like your review. Can we do a collab? Can I use your sword, give you credit? And because I think I agree what you're saying. We're almost the same, what you say. And a lot of time, probably IGN won't allow it. But if it's push come to shove, do something like that. Like, literally do something like that. So, since Boomstick Gaming is an IGN fan, so, again, just give him credit. That's it. I don't know why he didn't do it, but whatever. So, the reason he started doing plagiarism in IGN to some extent, he was pressured, he was doing a lot of work, and he thought working in IGN was fun. Again, you got to do your research. Just because you like a company doesn't mean it's the company for you to some extent. Yeah, it can be, but you got to work hard, you got to do your research. And a lot of people said, credit to the Spawncast crew, said he thought he would be doing video editing for IGN. The position they gave to him was to be the editor and leader for Nintendo, which is kind of weird why that position, but prior to that was Jose Otero. He left to work at Nintendo. It is what it is. So he thought he would just be doing video. If that was probably the position that he got hired for IGN, that's probably going to be best for him there. But no, they gave him an editing job. He said, oh, maybe I'll take this job and maybe I'll shift to video editing. But the problem was also he was being humble, and that's understandable. But to some extent, that if you're feeling the pressure, you're feeling you're not comfortable doing the job, I know to some extent, oh, I got to make money, it's for my family. Again, granted, but I hate to say that, but the key is balance. So, I mean, it's just my personal opinion. Maybe if he said, hey, look, I can't do this writing. Is it possible a position for video? Can you be that? And someone else be like chief editor, leader of Nintendo? I don't know what he did not do. I know he probably just didn't want to say much. I can understand it, because common thing also in jobs that you don't want to piss people off, because when push comes to shove, they'll report that to a point that they'll say, well, if this person's a problem to the group, to the company, we have to let them go. I knew people, again, had experience with that happened, but it is what it is. But I hate to say it is, the keyword is balance, just trying to figure out. But I know it is hard there. But again, look what happened, to a point that he got so desperate that he had to copy someone's work. All right. So, of course, now he knows that plagiarism is wrong. So the aftermath is, yeah, as expected, a lot of people said he couldn't get another job from editorial. They wouldn't hire him. And like he said, every time he's trying to get a job, the first thing they do is, and it's a common thing, again, not illegal, background check, it's a common thing to do, and Googling your name is also. So if you're synonymous, that's it. You're screwed. And the problem is, and I even did this as of right now in 2022, the minute I put his name, first thing that comes out, the top search is plagiarism. So say somebody who's not in tune to IGN and Google his name and saw that, what do you think? Yeah, he said that he couldn't even get a job, not even in a retail shop, apparently. He couldn't even do any, 9-to-5 corporal job, because every time they see that, yeah, we don't know we can trust the guy. And then, apparently, at one point, he almost got a job at Microsoft. He was working there for a while, and then when they saw his background, he told the whole story, and then they said, yeah, I mean, I know you're trying to redeem yourself, but not in our company, sorry. We got to let you go. Because, again, it depends on the company, but a lot of time is, they don't want any bad publicity or negative. Why would you hire that guy? It is unfortunate. Again, he's just trying to support his family. I understand that part. But again, you got the scarlet letter. You're screwed. You're screwed. It sucks. Let's see. And then, of course, he did get a job from what I understand, he said, but they were giving him a chance. So another one is, I'm surprised people in IGN suddenly turned his back against him. I'm sorry to say, you kind of did that yourself. You did that yourself. When you did that first apology, that bullshit one, nothing personal, it kind of showed that the hell what you're thinking. And then, like, months later, you decided, finally I apologize. Like, you didn't want to admit it. That's another biggest one. And that's another big... And there was more than me said why he got fired. It's not just because he plagiarized. He did a lot of things wrong when the Dead Cell review was put up. First of all, he basically accessed accounts that he's not supposed to. He said that when he uploaded the Dead Cell review, suddenly he saw in a comment about, did you plagiarize Boomstick? Did you plagiarize Boomstick? And when he saw that, he freaked out. And you know what he did? He tried to use like an IGN master account on the YouTube and start deleting comments. What was saying that you don't ever do on YouTube? Disable like and dislike, disable comment, or deleting comments. That is a big no-no. That's a sign of coward. Unless it's something grody and disgusting, like XXX disgusting comment, then yeah. But they were just saying, did you just copy Boomstick's review? Did you plagiarize Boomstick's review? This is concerning because Boomstick said that you copied his review, what's going on, and he was deleting that. That's a no-no. And accessing an account he's not supposed to, that's a no-no. And then when other IGN employee called and said, what's going on? Why are we seeing IGN plagiarize Boomstick's video on Dead Cell? He lied. That's the biggest one you do not ever do in a business, no matter what. Lie. It's not illegal, but that's very unethical. I mean, there is sort of a trick. Some people even say that if you're gonna try to lie, you better back it up that you're lying actually is true, that you can't do this or what's going on. But you lied about plagiarism? No. You just denied it. You denied it. I mean, if you knew that it was plagiarized, should have admitted it is. Just said, I think I screwed up. I think I screwed up here. He should have made an apology. He should have talked to people. No, he kept it quiet. He kept denying because he was afraid that he was going to get fired. Well, you're going to get fired because you plagiarized. And again, some even give a tip that said that if you knew you plagiarized, you screwed up, delete that comment. And to your personal page, if there is or something, and talk to any IGN, say, address it, like, I kind of did the review, I think I messed up, I agree with this guy, I'm sorry, I'm going to redo it like that, maybe. But no, what he did was, he denied the plagiarism, he lied to his coworker, which again, you're not supposed to, to some extent, some people kind of do it, but they back it up, but in reality is, don't do it. Don't lie to your fellow, no, but he did. So that was a big one. So yeah, and that's why he was terminated. And Per talked to him. He just said, "Yeah, we have a policy of plagiarism, one strike." Yeah, because you can't work if you plagiarize. Because what else did you plagiarize? And it kind of showed. And then the reason why he said he denied it, and I did talk about it in a different video, that his trusted friend said, "Deny it because maybe you have a chance." Which no. It's obvious you plagiarize. You can't deny it. Let's see. Okay, this is going to be stupid, but it's an easy analogy that it's not sort of safe. Did you poop on the floor and then you say no, but, we're only two people in this apartment, and if it was me, then who pooped on the floor? Something like that. But the bottom line is what I'm trying to say is that you can't really deny if it's too obvious. Just saying that. So, and then that's a big thing. That's why he was terminated. And then trying to get a job. Yep, he was having a hard time. And the biggest concern is that he's trying to support his family. And a lot of people kind of fell for down because they know there was a Christian Reddit post. They were talking about we don't care about Philip, but we do kind of care about his kid because, the kid gets screwed at the same time. Which, again, a lot of people don't understand. If your dad gets screwed, to some extent, it does affect the kid or your family. Because, oh, well, you have a family member who's a plagiarist or whatever. What that's people going to say about the kid to some extent, just saying there. But we're not going to go there. But you cannot see the chain reaction. So that's the punishment for having the scarlet letter of plagiarism. You're having a hard time getting a job. People will not hire you because of it, because they don't trust you. Maybe a slight chance. Is it possible for him to redeem? It'll be a long shot, but I think people said he's trying to. But again, no matter how much redeeming you can do, you are going to have that scarlet letter. Yeah, he didn't murder someone, whatever, but it's just in the perspective of business, it just sucks. It really sucks there. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I hate to say it, but like I said, I mean, it had it coming. I mean, that's a zero offense, like I said before. So that's my thoughts on the video that Colin did, interviewing Philip Mewson. I mean, decide for yourself, did he deserve it or not? I mean, to some extent, my opinion is, to some extent, yes, because he did a cardinal sin. You don't do that. Like I said, I took classes of the medium arts, and we were always being told using other people's work and credit to your own. It's a very, very zero tolerance. If you want to use someone's work to some extent, you give them credit. Integration, say, I want to credit this person. And of course, permission. Just saying there. Just saying. Yeah, well, it is what it is. So with that, I'll see you guys later.